Hey, what's up, YouTube world? Today I'm out and about on this trail. See, I'm on this trail. But I have came across some interesting information today, specifically. So I just want to talk about it. Alright, so I'm gonna call this video Controlling Man, and I'm thinking something else with that. Today I talked with a friend, a lady. She mentioned how she got married at 17 years old. Her and her husband, they both were 17 years old. And she just talked about how he began to become abusive and controlling and stuff. And while we talked, she even mentioned how her daughter was just leaving a relationship, and her boyfriend was somewhat abusive and controlling. And she didn't necessarily say it like that, but when she did mention her daughter and her situation, I immediately thought the same thing. Like, oh, okay, she sounded like she was having the same issues that you had. But I'm talking about it today because I came across another lady friend that I was talking to today, and she mentioned how her second husband was kind of like that. And I mean, the idea came across, she said it aloud, but this came across whenever I was talking to the lady earlier today, that it was only a certain group of men who are like this. But then I thought about it, and someone close to me is also like this. Like, it's kind of controlling, manipulative in a way. Now, I'm gonna just be honest. When we hear a lot of these videos, it's manosphere, talking about, how men are the prize and all this stuff. And then we hear about women leaving their relationships. Everybody like, why'd you leave your marriage, all that. But sometimes these ladies have a good reason to. I can't blame them. I don't want to make this video too long, but I feel like this is a conversation that never really get heard. I think probably only women probably talk about this. Well, especially not out there as much as all the what you bring to the table type conversations. But we tell these young ladies to be obedient stuff, and they just walk into something blindly. Because out of all these relationships, the last lady, she mentioned to me how all the guys there hide it in the beginning. And I was like, are you sure they hide it, or y'all just look past it in the beginning stages? She was like, no, they do a good job hiding it. And I told her how when I was talking to my brother, because the thing, I call him my brother, the guy that's close to me, who I feel is like this. I call him my brother because he's close to me like that. I didn't realize like he was lying and all the stuff he was doing, because he was coming at me with what he was going through with his girl. And the thing about it is, we all live in the same house, so that's why I'm so connected in all this with my bro and his girl. But he was telling me a different story. It was a few events that happened before they break up, and what he told me, I really believed him. It was crazy. But it was crazy because what the truth was like kind of total opposite. I was ready to defend him and all. So I guess he was like a narcissist, which they use a lot, but never really. They use it so much, you never, so distorted. But the lady, she told me, the second lady, she said, I never realized it, because I told her, I said, when I talk to everybody about this that just happened, because I talked to like my sister, I talked to a coworker, talked to a few people, because I'm like, this guy close to me and he lying to me like this. I'm like, but he was only doing it just to make himself seem like like he was a good person, not the victim. And it was crazy. It was really crazy. And me just hearing these stories of what these women went through and how these men tried to control them. They're like, man, that's crazy, because I heard this all today. Like I said, a lot of this came to me today. Besides the situation with my brother, that happened maybe a few months ago, maybe. But yeah, with the women, and it's like she said, I never was concerned about it because it never had nothing to do with me. I never knew he was like that because it never had nothing to do with me. I never, he never was plotting on me or nothing like that or whatever. But this just hit me. I'm like, dang. I'm like I said, all this information came to me today. I'm like, I need to talk about this. So this is for like women who get with men, and who do want something long term, but don't feel like they are reciprocated in with their efforts. Because I feel like that's what it is. I feel like these women probably ain't cheating, or they probably ain't doing nothing to mess up the relationship, and it's probably the guy. And the guy could be young, the guy can be what they call it, low self-esteem, or where you don't have that much confidence. Because to a certain extent, I feel like some guys don't want to lose their girls, or they just want to control them. They don't want to lose them, but they probably see that it's probably better somewhere else. So it's like these guys need to work on themselves, but they have to talk. They can't think they can just disrespect the women in front of their face, and the women supposed to just sit there and take it. You're a fool. We'll be a fool. Anybody be a fool if you let somebody just like play in your face like that, because I feel like that's what they doing. It's ridiculous for them to think that's okay, but yes, it's even crazier for them to do it in front of the person they supposed to have their back. I don't think it's feminine for for a man to open up sometimes, or I don't know, but you can't try to control women. I'm gonna go ahead and shorten this up, but maybe I'll make a part 2 or something if I think more about it. But your partner, at least, man, I'm talking to the guys, and let me talk to the ladies. Let me talk to the ladies first. Ladies, even guys deal with this. Even guys deal with this. Somebody who give you an ultimatum, like, hey, I'm gonna leave you if you don't do this, or I don't think that's healthy. But yeah, if you threaten you type of way, if you did some stuff like you did stuff multiple times, and they tell you like, hey man, I might leave you, then I feel like that's okay. But man, if you ain't doing nothing that's unhealthy to a relationship, and they just hit you with some crazy stuff that's like disrespectful, or like give you an ultimatum or something, man, you don't gotta deal with that. guy or girl, you don't have to deal with that disrespect or somebody putting you down or you're not just reciprocating that energy, that respect. So yeah, guys, you don't have to try to control women, man. If she wanna go on somewhere, let her go. She for you, she'll be with you. I mean, if there's some stuff you need to work on within yourself, take your time, try to figure it out. You know, take your time. If it's some stuff that really impacts you, hit you hard, triggered you, you gotta reflect. You gotta reflect on that. Can't always focus on what's on the outside. You know? But I may have another conversation about this. It's something that people don't really talk about a lot. So, y'all have a good day.